Alrighty, and let me go ahead and just kill that fancy Western style music. And here we go. We have Firefly on for Wednesday night, and I need to get that out of Todd's face. Boink, there we go. When the way the window captures, if I'm right clicking or doing anything on Discord, it will show it on camera. So I still had the drop down showing from when I was unmuting everybody's microphone. So you had this like big bar of options over your face.
I don't want a bar of options. I like bars.
A bar would be nice. A bar of options, not quite so much.
Too many options are bad.
Sometimes. So, as you can tell, we have Eric and Missy mashed together on one camera for this one. So due to some technical difficulty, but that's okay. We got everybody in there. They like each other, so they're okay to be in close proximity to one another for the most part.
I know.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Don't get too presumptuous.
Don't put them on the spot like that.
Well, they can't be hangry. We just had something to eat.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So,
We hate each other for other reasons.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
No, I don't hate you. I love you.
Me too.
Okay, oop, I got it. There we go.
That square keeps on showing up on my face, and now Brittany's got something over hers.
Yeah, I was adjusting the volume a little bit. So adjust the volume here some too. Go and adjust it on yours a little bit too. There we go. That's gonna be better.
Sunflower seeds. Put those aside.
Okay, so who would like to do the recap of last game?
Not it.
My notes are all mishmashed.
Okay, I can do it. See if I.
Go, and I can help out because I'll let you lead. How's that?
All right, so we started out at a job for Doc, and managed to save the brown coats.
Yes.
Apparently, they're going to stay with us.
Mm-hmm.
For 2 weeks, we put a time limit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that Doc can keep an eye on them, but they didn't have any place to go, so apparently they're going to stay with us. When we got home, Brady was not in bed like we told him to stay, and also we have a new table.
You have a new table.
Yep.
A fancy table.
For some reason.
Yeah,
and then
a nice oak table, a very solid one.
I don't know how he could even lift that by himself. Wait, like how many seats at this table? How big is this table?
Nobody paid much attention to it at this point, so you just know you have a large, fancy oak table.
Cool.
Is this like a dining room table or like?
You at this point, since you're not there, you'd have to go back and actually look into it.
All right, never mind.
Yeah. You guys were more focused on the fact that he was slumped over the table and drooling and whatnot.
Yes.
Than you were. Oh, how did he get this table here?
As usual. Then we went to the shindig at the governor's house, and had some tasty, fancy food.
Awesome. Yeah.
Met the leader of the Unificators, named Boss Mossbacher.
Yes.
He's a captain.
Real attractive douche.
Hey.
I didn't write down what he looks like.
I have it written down that he looks like kind of an SS officer, like with the haircut and everything, very clean cut.
The hot mess.
That would be pretty accurate, although he is he looks Asian in descent, but yes.
I didn't have.
Well, with a name like Mossbacher, I mean, obviously.
It's all right.
And then the governor pulled Tarby aside and offered us a gig.
Yeah.
Let's steal some rum.
Basically, go to the planet's space station and get a shipment of rum that's kind of been stuck there in quarantine and bring it back. So we've been discussing how to accomplish that with all these unificators around.
Yep. All right.
That's
good
what I got.
job. That's
no.
actually a pretty damn good recap.
Thank
I
you.
know there were 5 brown coats. I've got PFC Thomas Ricks. I've got Billy Will, Jeb, and Corporal Will. But I don't know if that's all. Then I'm missing a name, or did I mess that up?
Thomas
Yeah.
and Ricks are 2 people.
Yes, you have Jeb, who had the leg injury. You have
Okay.
Ricks, who had the arm injury. Billy Will was the one that had that nasty stomach injury.
Okay.
Will was the corporal, and then you had Thomas.
Okay, and then Thomas is a PFC.
Yes.
Okay, so I PFC Thomas Ricks. That's what I did. So, all right,
You
cool.
forgot.
So you kind of
punctuate.
mashed 2 of them together.
Yeah. And then Ricks had family in town that got us
The tractor.
the tractor to move all their stuff.
Yes. Which needs a lot of work.
Right. But Poppy said she could try to figure that out.
She did. So where we have left everybody off, the party is still ongoing, but it's starting to wind down a little bit here. You guys got the details on a information chip. And now it's up to our stalwart outlaws here to figure out what they're going to do after having a cigar break.
So we need to first get everybody back to, or we got the tractor back to.
No, it's still at our place.
Okay, but all the brown coats are there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got everybody moved.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we need to figure out a way to get onto that station. Like, I think that's the pressing thing right now.
Oh, that's right, because we don't have transportation.
No,
Right.
and since it's going to be Unification Day tomorrow, that's like it's going to be our chance.
Is there like a taxi service that goes up there,
There is, yes.
or a shuttle service?
A taxi service, yes. It's basically a shuttle that goes to and fro, regularly scheduled a couple times a day.
Okay.
For the most part, it's simply a people mover. It takes people to and fro from there.
Like a ferry.
Yeah. It doesn't really do a whole lot of like cargo runs. That's individual ships that land on the planet.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need something to bring it back with. We don't know how much there is, do we?
Well, that all that information is going to be on the information chip. You just need to get back and look over the details.
All right.
So, should we like finish eating and then take off?
How long is it appropriate to loiter at this sort of thing?
I'm just like shoving food in my mouth. What?
Doc is probably the best and most well-versed social type of everybody here. So, Doc, would you like to take a guess on your social graces here as to how long you can loiter?
Yeah, let me pull up my character here. Where's Buford at?
Buford!
Buford, what the hell is this go? Sorry, I should have had this up.
No, you're fine.
Sometimes it's handy to have a character sheet on hand.
All right.
In most cases,
So-
that is very accurate.
Social and what? What am I rolling?
Well, let's say social, and we'll go knowledge, because for you, it's going to fall under core politics.
That works. Now, I specialize in core politics. Does that mean anything?
Given what you're doing right now, we'll say no for right now. Because you're not
Okay.
you're looking so much for the political standpoint of it, but political parties, not like what's the alliance factor in on XYZ law.
Okay, I got a 16.
Whew, that's plenty. All right.
I got an 8 on my 8, and I got another 8. So.
Ooh.
So, unless you plan on smoozing other guests, like if you have other reasons for being here, like networking or whatnot, since you got your job and you met the people that you wanted, and there's nobody here that you're aware of that may want to see you, you're free to go at any time at this point.
All right.
In your particular case, like doctors meeting other nurses, meeting other so on and so forth, and and other medical technician companies, this would probably be a lot longer party for you.
Okay.
Is Mr. Hong here?
Mr. Hong is here.
Do we need to talk to him about stuff? Would this be the place to talk to him about stuff?
Just to touch base with him, or
That's a great question.
I mean, where did we leave off with him? We
You were looking for work.
were looking for work.
Ah,
That's
um,
where we talked.
Captain Snippy said he'd let us know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it probably would.
that man took a voice message that didn't go so well.
It would probably do better coming from us in person. Just a thought. I mean, if we're already here, then we might do a little schmoozing.
is Dr. Kenichi here as well?
He is, yes.
How about
So-
that from the gun store?
How about that? That what?
That dude from the gun store.
That dude, huh?
His name is Jasper from Masamune Arms.
Nice.
Yes, he is here as well.
Who's Hong's point of contact? Isn't that you, Brittany?
No. No.
I believe I don't remember.
I think it was one of you two.
It might have been me.
Yeah.
I think like you took the last phone call, but I don't remember if that was like an official decision or just
I don't think it was, but I'm willing to go schmooze.
I am not a schmoozer.
I'm a very rough schmoozer, so
I'm gonna go help myself to a hors d'oeuvre while she goes and does that.
A hors d'oeuvre.
A hors d'oeuvre.
All right.
Is this really the time for that?
no, Tarby, you're coming with me. Our gang is named after you anyway.
Just trying to blend in. I'll take it to go. That's okay. Let's go.
I'm gonna pocket some shrimp before I leave to go find Jeremiah.
Possibly.
All right.
We're all probably pocketing shrimp. Except Dr. Locke. Better.
I am not pocketing shrimp.
Cheryl's just like, well,
Suit yourself. I'm gonna have
these are
snacks
some
later.
mighty deep pockets.
Yeah.
I might take some dumplings so I don't smell like shrimp.
To offset the fishy smell.
Yeah.
Just squeeze some lemon in there, man. It'll be all right.
Oh. Pocket shrimp, right on.
Just don't forget about it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll take some pot stickers and
Okay.
Out of character, I do remember my last interaction with calling his butler, but previously we were looking for work. And was there anything else?
We needed a Cortex hookup, but they wanted to, like, we can't afford the fee for them, so we were trying to work out some kind of a compromise.
A bro trade.
A work for parts sort of operation.
Okay.
Hence the
Sounds
job thing that you guys were trying to do.
right. I'm going to go ahead and just try and naturally walk up and make my way through the crowd to find Mr. Hong.
Okay. He currently has 2 members of security near him who are just kind of keeping their heads in a swivel and looking around. He happens to be speaking to somebody sitting next to him occasionally as they're watching some of the live music.
Do I have to pass his security or like check in with his security before I get to him?
No, I mean it's all open air, but there's no privacy to it. I mean they're right there.
Okay.
But it's not like they don't seem to be like, bumping people and frisking them before you get near them or whatnot. They're just in the vicinity in case he needs them.
And he's sitting down?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just make my way through like pretty confidently and stop in front of him and try and get his attention. And Mr. Hong, good to see you here.
Okay.
And then
and as you do that, you recognize the person who he's sitting with.
Uh-oh.
And he looks very similar to you in the sense of he's dressed up, but really doesn't fit in all that well here. So he has, the other individual next to him. His hair could probably stand to be cleaned. It's a little on the greasy side, but he's got a bowler type hat. He's got a nice suit on, with just a white button-up shirt underneath, and it is the landlord.
The landlord.
Yes.
Our landlord.
Our landlord?
No, you don't have a landlord.
Oh,
You
that's
guys are
what
squatting effectively.
That's what I thought. I thought we just,
No, the Viper. Remember from the shanty area you guys have been doing a lot of work out of?
We paid for
Rent. Yes.
Oh.
You've interacted with him in some capacity. You guys have interacted with him twice now to throw money at him essentially for people that live there, to pay their rent.
That's right.
I am not entirely sure that I want to hang out for too long if it's this douche up here. So I'm going to go ahead and extend my hand and still be like, Mr. Hong, so great to see you here. I would really love to catch up with you sometime soon if you're available. And I'm going to look at the landlord and I'm just going to give him a wink.
Okay. And so they both stand up, and he takes off his hat. Leroy takes off his hat and puts it to his chest, and he says, "Well, Miss Cheryl, pleasure to see you as well." And Mr. Hong stands up and he says, "Yes, I do want to let you know I did get your message. We just have not had an opportunity to dig into what it is that you were requesting, if that is what you were here to ask about."
I mean, any update is fine, but I really just wanted to say hello and I hope you have a nice time this evening. Is there anything that I can get you currently? Anything that you need?
No. I think my men have this in hand. I believe you already know Mr. Powell here.
I do, and I'm going to turn to him and go to reach to shake his hand, and if he extends his hand, I'm going to shake it pretty hard.
Okay. Yeah. No. He shakes your hand. He's like him, winces a little bit, like ah. He says, "No. Miss Cheryl here has and her group has been right proper to some of my tenants, so they happen to enjoy some of their good graces, and from what I understand, they're doing a little bit of work over yonder for him." And Mr. Hong's like, "Oh, interesting."
Yeah, I prefer that my group be well-rounded and able to handle any situation. So, well, I will let you get back to your conversation, but please do reach out to me if you need anything.
Okay, and then as you do that, go ahead and give me a social and influence check.
Okay. 8.
Okay. So he nods, and Mr. Hong shakes your hand in return. He says, "I should be in touch soon. Obviously, the current business notwithstanding."
Understood. So I'm gonna go ahead and catch up with the rest of the group and bring Tarby with me since I brought him for backup.
Okay. All
Oh
right.
yeah. No.
When they wander off, I want to go talk to Dr. Kenichi.
Okay.
So,
So he happens to be just leaving Governor Chakwas at this point, like crossing over and going over to get himself a drink.
all right. I'm gonna try to match speed with them, not cut them off. Like I'm going to get a drink at the same time, and try to, like, oh, Dr. Kenichi, like I'm surprised to see him.
Oh, sure. Okay. So I mean, you do that. You cross over, with a brisk step, and catch up to him, and he says, "Oh, Dr. Lott, how can I help you tonight?"
Well, I was just, invited to the party. I just, I just happened to bump into you here. I just, we've been taking care of Brady. He seems to be doing all right, but I mean, there's a lot behind that man. Just, I mean, the alcoholism in and of itself is difficult. Just so as we're trying to heal him, he just keeps relapsing back towards that again. Um, so I think the biggest issue at this point is just keeping him safe from himself. He we keep him clear of the alcohol, but he keeps finding more. It's just he's pretty resourceful about that.
He is, hence his alcoholism.
Well, yeah.
He is rather adept at making his own moonshine as well.
I think I remember him saying something about that. Any other insights you can have you can give me on him, just to make it easier to take care of him, as far as making the treatment better?
Have you attempted anything psychological?
Other than our good natures, no, we have not. I have not like incorporate and professional. No.
That might be the next step in your rehabilitation of Mr. Brady.
Do you have a connection?
For a psychologist?
Yeah, I mean, I'm new to this.
No, unfortunately not. None here.
Okay. I mean, your hospital's it's 150 beds, if I remember right. Do you have a psychologist on staff, or?
We actually do not.
All right.
The planet is not large enough to warrant one full time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put out some feelers and see if anybody knows anybody at this point, or we can go with that. I have, and I told you before, as far as I've been helping like a lot, just the poorer folk in town. One of the issues I'm coming up to right now is just meds, the cost of meds and everything. I mean, I'm not on your staff, so when I'm getting
and as you start mentioning that, you see he starts turning a side eye and watching Boss Mossbacher walk by.
I stop talking if he looks away. So
so he says, "So your medical treatment?"
Yes. So I'm looking. I mean, I want to make sure it's clear to talk, and so he's
Mm-hmm.
the boss is gone, and I'm just looking at getting the cost down for these people. Is there anything that you can help me with as far as getting costs down on their medication?
This would not be the place to have such a discussion, given the amount of listening devices that I'm certain are currently in play here.
All right. Could I make an appointment with you at a later time then?
Perhaps. Call my office, and I'm certain that my secretary could set something up.
All right. I will do that. So enjoy your evening. I'm going to go see how the rest of my friends are doing.
Very well. And so he veers off and gets himself a drink and starts schmoozing with other individuals as well.
Cool. So I head on back to the group.
And then as you start walking past over, you feel something hit you in the shoulder. Not terribly hard. Like there's a tap and then you hear like a rattling sound.
Like something's been thrown at me, or
Yes.
somebody's tapping. What hit me? Like what? I look around.
Okay, well, I mean, you look around, and because the lighting here is good for like conversation, but not for like poking around on the ground and whatnot, and trying to find something. And then something flies at you again, and like paps you upside the head. And when it does, you're like, okay, that was a piece of gravel. You just you start looking around, like somebody just hucked a piece of gravel,
Right.
at you. And as you turn and look, you see a silhouette in the shadows. Because remember, this is the that nice kind of garden section. So just on the other side of the garden walls, near one of the exits, a smallish silhouette. And you hear,
Oh, thanks.
Tisha.
We haven't talked to Hank in a while, so so I look around to see the rest of the group to see where I'm going, and then if I can make eye contact with somebody that I'm heading off this direction. Otherwise,
I imagine you could, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys, since you're no longer stuffing your pockets, you end up seeing, the doc kind of stop at one point, like look startled, like something had happened, and then he just kind of looks to make eye contact with you guys to let you know what he's doing, and just veers off.
Gotcha.
To the west for some reason towards one of the exits.
I'm hitting the buffet table real quick just to grab what I can, and then I'm going to take off.
Okay.
Like take off after him, or just take off?
Well, no, take off after him, but in a casual walk.
I'm going home now.
Oh God. See y'all back at the ranch.
And what is Hannah doing?
Just watching the people. She's a little nervous about all the unificators around, so she doesn't want to say the wrong thing.
Okay,
and
fair
get
enough.
people in trouble.
All right. So, Dr. Lott, you exit over towards literally exit stage left. And yeah, sure enough, it's Hank. Stepping back far enough so it doesn't look like he was intruding on the, on the private party of the governor.
Okay.
He looks pretty much the same, the same clothing that you always seen him in, with the exception of like one of the holes is stitched up.
Okay.
About the same.
Like I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, because I've been busy.
What do you got going on?
You've been getting the letters, right?
Yeah, I'm getting letters. Yeah.
People got me going all over the place. Word has it you got brown coats.
Whether we do or not, this might not be the best place to have this discussion.
Well, yeah, it was kind of confusing. I saw you near that unificator guy.
We're at a party, Hank. We're just kind of meeting people and walking around.
I couldn't help it over here. You were wanting drugs?
Couldn't help but notice.
How did you hear that from all the way over here?
Those the magic words.
No, he taps his ear.
He said,
right.
I read lips.
We were pretty far from you, Hank, for you to hear our conversation. Are you having some kind of cybernetic implant that I'm unaware of, or?
Oh, yeah. No, this is an implant. I got this like a couple of years ago.
So you really do have, okay. Well, Hank, where are you staying at right now?
Oh, I'm at the Gulch.
Where's that?
He's like, it's a little piece over that way.
All right. I'd like to have a conversation with you, but not here because of there. So, but we're getting ready to go here soon. So, I mean, do you want to come with us and we can chat, or do you want me to meet you up with you later?
Oh, no, if that's the case. And then he goes like, Keyshawn, you smell.
I was
Why
eating.
Did you wear your food?
It was a lot of food. So we haven't been eating very well. So we got some good food.
Lucky.
I reached in, I had him a couple pot stickers.
From your pocket. He's just like, at first he's like, oh, but then you hear his stomach go. You literally hear his stomach go. So he, discretion's a better part of valor, and he swipes with whatever's in your hand.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking too when you were grabbing it off the table. So might as well just take it.
And he's not kind about it. Like, he just shoves them into his face to scarf them down.
Okay.
No, pot stickers.
So Hank, you want to come with us so we can chat?
No. I'll meet you over there. I gotta clean up.
You're gonna meet us back at our place? Is that what you're saying?
At his place.
You wanted me to meet? What? You want me to go to to your place? I thought you were coming to the Gulch.
No, we're not going to the Gulch. We're going back to our place.
Oh, that's a little further away. I'll meet you outside of town. It's probably not a good idea to go riding with you.
Okay.
I got to keep on the down low.
All right. So where are we going to meet you outside of town? So give me a landmark so I can meet you there.
Grav track. Crossover. Like, it's a couple blocks from here.
And we can find that easy enough?
Oh yeah. You guys cross over it every time you come into town.
All right. So we'll meet you there. Once we get your group together, we'll meet you there.
Okay. And so he just he dashes off with like his arms spread like he's all ninja like. Dashing off into the darkness.
He's got the Naruto run.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So when he takes off, I turn around to see where everybody else is at.
They're still in the party and doing their thing. Hannah's got a kind of worried look on her face as she's just like people watching.
So I'm gonna go. Whoever's closest, I'm gonna walk up to him like, we can leave anytime.
It's probably you.
Yeah, I followed you out. So I mean, yeah, I'm good to go whenever. I don't think we should bring Hank back to the place though, because
No.
I'm assuming I overheard their conversation since I kind of followed them.
Oh, I mean, if you followed him, then yeah, you would have heard that.
Okay. So yeah, I don't think it's a great. We shouldn't bring your friends home, but I'm happy to meet them elsewhere.
No, we're gonna meet him over that overpass that he was just talking about. So
That sounds good.
he's running out there to meet us there. He doesn't want to travel with us anyway. So
I'm gonna make one more pass at the buffet table, but I'm just gonna take things that are like packaged.
I'm gonna follow suit.
Okay. Well, the only thing that they have packaged are like the saltine packets.
I'm taking all the saltines. But like as much as I can reasonably move.
Okay.
Unserved or unawares.
I'm thinking this is a good idea, and if Hannah's there, I'll be pointing out like maybe you should get some too.
So as you are, scraping up as many of the ketchup packets and the saltines and whatnot, just making a run on the fast food condiments essentially.
Hey, ketchup packets with hot water. That's a nice tomato soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tomato soup there.
Gross.
You a piece of paper is placed in front of you as you are picking up like a bunch of packets and trying to put them away.
In front of me?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick up the paper and I'm gonna do the sideways glance.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna.
Boss Mossbacher is standing there. It would seem you need some assistance with a food voucher, ma'am.
I'm fine.
It says your loaded pockets.
It's been a little while since we've eaten. I am sorry, all of your fine soldiers have kind of run me out of jobs, to be honest.
Oh, my apologies. I was unaware that there were other bounty hunters in town.
Yeah.
I
Are you
didn't catch
planning
your
on-
name.
Huh?
I didn't catch your name.
My name is Cheryl Merritt. Cheryl Merritt.
Schmerit.
Where-
No, I'm gonna wipe off my hand like very like grubbily and then extend my hand to shake his too
Okay.
again.
He shakes your hand, and then the smell of the mixture of food that you've got in your pockets and whatnot kind of gets up a little bit, and he's like, "Well, do take the food voucher. I'm certain you and your compatriots could make use of it."
Well, thank you. If you big dogs could leave us little pups some work every once in a while, that would be much appreciated. But I do understand that you have a job.
Well, perhaps we won't be here much longer, and if that's the case, then the scraps will be yours.
Well, thank you. And I'm going to wink at him and then make my way out because he makes me very uncomfortable.
Okay. Well, now. And
I'm going to look at
tips his head and walks away.
I'm going to look at the food voucher and how do I redeem this?
It's a food voucher. It literally says you can go to any local restaurant or pub that serves food, and it is good for one meal.
One meal.
Is there a credit limit on that meal?
No, it's just it works in conjunction with the restaurants in the area.
Okay. Plus one food voucher. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just meet up with Doc and the rest of the group.
Okay.
Try and loiter with my familiars.
Back to the mule you go. Is Hannah feeling less anxiety?
Yes.
Okay.
On our way out.
I just didn't know what to say around those guys. I didn't want to get our people in trouble.
I'm gonna be like eating out of my pockets. You don't have to say anything to those fools. They're all idiots. Don't worry about them.
I just feel like there's this ticking time bomb, you know?
I think that's just the unificators.
I ran into Boss Mom's Breath, whatever his name was, and he said that they may not be here so much longer.
So they came here to do something specific and think they're gonna finish?
I didn't get into too many particulars because I can't stand him and he makes my skin crawl. But
Well, that's fair.
I did give him a small complaint that he's not leaving any work for the rest of us. And he had mentioned casually that they potentially might be leaving at some point.
I don't know what point you walked up in our conversation with Hank, my conversation with Hank, but I want to mention that that Hank knows about the brown coats. Like he said, he got word that the brown coats are at our place. So Hannah's concern about ticking time bombs is pretty valid at this point.
Great. Okay. We need to find out how
It's been what, like an hour?
It's about 2 at this point.
Good heavens. And there are no secrets in this town.
I don't
Except
know
Well,
what that sounds.
I cut the conversation short, and I told Hank that we can meet up with him. He's gonna meet up with us at the pass up here, so we can finish our conversation with them.
I'm good to head out when you guys are.
Okay. So you guys head to the head down the road towards the grav rail tracks that Hank had indicated he would meet you at. And you can see some small form kind of sitting around in the grass, not too far away from the tracks, occasionally throwing a rock at the sign that warns people of the grav train crossing. Occasionally, pang, pang.
Hank, we're here.
Oh, hey, Ji-san, what's up? Did you bring me any grub?
We got to have some more pocket food for you, but
I'm gonna hand him some of the stuff from my pockets.
Which is what? Shrimp?
Sure.
Okay. He's like, whoa. I don't think I've ever had pocket shrimp. And so he's like,
I watched these recently.
do you have anything to go with this? Or is it just
Or I
lint?
put socks in my pockets? Don't be silly. That's ridiculous.
I have sauce packets, so I pulled some of those out.
Okay. It's like, oh well, that ought to work. So he just takes a little sauce packet and sprinkles it over a little bit and scarfs down a couple pieces of shrimp.
So Hank, how did you find out about the brown coats so fast?
Oh well, because I'm Hank. News travels through me.
But yeah, that was about an hour, 2 hours ago. Like, I mean, how that was fast, Hank.
Well, yeah. How do you think I survive out here?
Okay.
I mean, if I'm not good for like a straight up fight, then I got to be good for something.
All right. I'll give you that. You were alluding to the medication, that you had some kind of resource for the medication. What do you got?
Oh well, no, I was curious if you needed some like the drugs.
Yeah, I like antibiotics. I mean, it's like to get them from the hospital, like $25 to get from the hospital. So.
Oh well, you didn't hear about that stash that's like over the mountain over there?
No.
Oh well, those like the being kind of like looks around real quick. It's like those unificator guys are like operating around here like a lot, right?
Yeah.
Well, in order to do that, they like I don't know, maybe it's like a base camp or something, but like it's like a stash. They put stuff in an operating area that they're going to be doing stuff out of, and so they've got a cache of stuff out there. I heard it sounds like it's probably some weapons and ammo, probably some parts, and I would assume there's some medicine out there. I mean, those guys got to heal themselves, right?
And I'm like, I what? Can we go shopping?
Oh, well, I mean, you don't exactly go shot. You are muted.
Brittany's muted.
I said parts and ammo? Those are two of my favorite words.
I mean, I wouldn't exactly call it shopping.
I would.
I mean, it's probably more like a fingered discount.
I was just being polite.
Oh.
Oh, I guess that's true. We're not going to leave them an IOU there.
No.
What's an IOU?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Hank, you got your fingers in a little bit of everything everywhere at this point. So I got a
Kinda.
question for you. If we were to go up to the space station, other than a taxi, what would be a way to get there and back?
Oh, you want to go like a red or gold?
Do what?
Red or gold? The mail shipments. They run up there all the time.
So they'll do people transport, that kind of thing. Is that what you're saying, or?
Well, they do, but it's usually like parcels and mail and stuff.
But we want to go up to the space station and we want to come back down. And then we might really want to go shopping up there and grab some stuff and come back down.
Oh, so you're not wanting to like stow away on something, you want to ship.
Right.
Oh. I don't know of any ships that you could buy. I mean, I'm sure you could borrow one from the starport.
I mean, other than the official taxi service, is there anyone that would hire themselves out as a driver or flyer?
Oh yeah, Doc. Sure. Double M.
Oh, we know Double M.
He's a bit on the fantastic whimsical side, if you know my meaning, Doc. But yeah, he'd probably go for it.
You know how we can get in touch with him?
I ain't exactly friends with him, but I know where he usually frequents. There's some old like apartment complex down yonder here. A couple pieces. Look for the road sign with the big old skull on it. You know, the horns that we call them bull, I guess, or something like that. Yeah, there. And then there's there's like a little taco stand food truck thing that usually frequents out there. Usually goes out there all the time.
All right.
Sounds like this kind of challenge. I'm disappointed we didn't think about it earlier.
Out of character, how am I paying Hank? Because I started off by paying him and giving him stuff on the side, but like what have I been doing for him?
You've been paying him a little here and there, and occasionally giving him stuff for trade.
Okay.
So like whatever some of the other folks end up giving you, he might make use of. So it's like it's one of those, you know, little bit of money, a little bit of trade here and there.
I'm like, all right. Well, Hank, I look at everybody else. Is there anything else? Is there anything else y'all want to ask him at all, or?
Well, Hank's giving us a bunch already, man.
Yeah.
Do we need to worry about this brown coat situation getting around?
That's a good question, Hank. Well, what do you say? I mean, like, if you're finding out, or other people hearing about this?
Y'all are Gaijin, not brown coats, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand the question then.
Well, the unificators are here, and the brown coats are staying at our place, like you've mentioned. You know.
Oh.
They think we're harboring them because we are.
Oh well, I don't know about that, but I could keep my ear out. I can keep my peepers peeled.
All right.
No, we can trust you not to share this info, right?
Oh well, yeah. I ain't no purple belly.
No, you've been good for us so far, but she has a valid point. We just want to make sure that, you know.
We want to keep them boys safe.
Oh well, you like that Bendis boy.
Calls you out.
We want to
Cheryl
keep him safe.
laughed for herself on the side.
We don't want no harm coming to any of them.
Yeah, okay, no, I get it. It's all good.
All right, Hank, is there anything you need from us at this point other than a little more food or anything like that?
You guys got a gun? I
What
can
do you
use
need a gun for? What do you need a gun for, Hank?
Well, usually you get a gun for protection.
Right. But normally, my experience that when you have a gun, then other people bring guns, and it's just.
What do you need protection from?
Well, Jishan, I hate to break this to you, but there's a whole lot of guns in town. I'm not one of them. And I want a gun because I want to protect myself.
Do you know how to shoot a gun?
I stick the barrel pointy end at somebody and I pull the trigger and it screams really loud.
Okay.
I mean, there's a bit more craft and art to it, but essentially, yes.
That's kind of how I shoot. So.
Do we have a spare one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got an old. You have like an old pistol. You could probably kick down to him.
Okay.
It's nothing fantastic, but it's a firearm.
I don't know if we'd be carrying it with us at this point. Like
probably not. No.
Yeah.
I can probably put something together for him, especially if there's some choice parts in that stockpile. Where was that again?
Oh well, we got to discuss some sort of payment then. If you guys are going to try and do that.
Well, I mean, you want a gun, right?
It's worth a little bit more than a gun, right?
Depends on what we find, I guess. So.
Well, it's a unificator stash. I reckon you're going to find a whole lot.
All right, well, Hank, let's do this. You've been right by us, and we've been right by you at this point. So what I'd like to say is, I'd like to go get the stash and see what's there, and then after we find what's there, then we can base payment upon what we find. But we can guarantee that we can get you a gun at the very minimum.
Okay, go ahead and roll your social and influence.
Anybody else want to join in that conversation?
Put some blood points in that, man.
Spend a will.
Throw some blood points.
My influence is not so great, so 7.
Okay. What kind of credit you got?
We have some credits.
So why don't we do this? Why don't you give Hank 100 credits, a pistol, and I don't know, let's say an eighth of what you find. Can't imagine I got much more use than that.
100 credits and an eighth. I'm good with that, man.
I'm fine with that.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and get him the credits.
Okay.
So Cheryl's got your credits here for you. We can take care of the rest later for you.
Okay. So cool. So he grabs a little handheld computer sort of thing, and he punches in not direct coordinates, but like the location itself. So it gives kind of a the electronic map rolls over and kind of gives a grid area. It ain't exact because I haven't been there, but it's supposed to be right up around here, near these trees, and where this rocky outcropping is at, kind of out of immediate eyesight.
Okay. Is it guarded or is it just a stash or?
Oh, it's unificators. I imagine it's guarded, but I don't think it's like manned by anything. They got all their people out there hunting in browncoats.
I think during their Unification Day celebration might be a good time to
We gotta
check
get that rum too, though. So it's gonna be a lot in one day.
Yeah, no, that's true. But if they're leaving soon, then they'll probably take it with them.
Yeah. Why don't we check out the stash and to see how that because we can do the stash depending upon how it's set up tonight. Get a hold of Double M tonight, and then we can do the rum thing tomorrow.
Might as well.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
So he takes the credits, and I take it you're going to give him a pistol win later on.
Yeah, we'll go because we have to figure out what we're going to get. So like, I'll just tell I'll tell them that we're going to go to the stash. We're gonna see what we get, and then we can hook up with you, and we can meet you here in a couple days.
Oh, not out here in the open. No, that's no good.
Where do you want to meet? Because you can't come out to our place and carry all this stuff back to your place. That's not going to work.
I'll shoot you a place. Let me scope it out because I want to make sure that these unificator types they aren't poking around.
All right. I look over at Tarby and I'm like, I'm trying to think of like espionage kind of things. Like, should we have some kind of safe word or something like that, or a phrase like if he's in trouble, he should put something on a letter, or I don't know. I'm not good at this part.
Ellipsis.
Ellipsis. Yeah, tell him because he's been contacting you through the PO box, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But if he's going to be setting up a meeting with us, after we hit this stash, I just want to make sure that it's all, that somebody's not manipulating him. It is all.
Yeah. I would say like regular paperwork or paper if everything's normal, but if something's bad, tell him to get like write his note on a red piece of paper or something like that, so we know that everything's not kosher.
So, a certain hand, can you do that?
Do what?
So, if things are bad, like there's like you've been discovered or whatever, like with the note that you leave us to give us a heads up that things are bad, get like some kind of colored paper on there rather than the normal paper you've been putting inside there.
Okay, well I could try that.
Okay.
Because then at that point, your message could just be with whatever message they tell you to write down, but the paper itself would let us know that the shit's hit the fan, basically. So.
Okay, well I'll see what I can come up with.
All right.
Sounds good, man.
All right. As always, thanks for your help.
All right, so he dashes off into the darkness again.
Cool.
Look at that ninja run.
So do you want to go visit Double M first, or you want to go hit the stash first and see what?
I would say let's just hit the stash.
Yeah, let's go do some recon and take a look.
Okay.
See what our capabilities are right now.
Okay. So this the travel out there is completely off road. It's not by road whatsoever. So you're cutting through tall grass occasionally and brush and whatnot. So it's not like it's bumpy because you're on the mule which hovers, but it isn't comfortable in the sense that there aren't the mule doesn't really have great lights, so you do occasionally run like straight through bushes at the last minute, and barrel through or whatnot, purely by mistake.
Not the stealthiest ride.
Yeah, not the 84. Who is driving, or who is basically, I don't want to say driving, but giving directions?
I don't know who do you give the directions to?
I believe to the dock.
Oh.
I mean, I can read a thing well enough. I'm not sure about directions, if that's going to be, if I should just hand it off to one of you guys.
Who's got the best drive, by the way? I'm okay.
I'm okay. I have 4.
Oh, I have 6.
I only got 4.
That's true. Oh, I only have 4.
All right, I guess I'm driving.
Okay, so who is navigating then?
What would be used for navigation as a skill?
We're going to do mental and notice.
I've got a really good mental, but my notice is crap.
Where's notice?
So my mental and notice are the extremes, 10 and a 4. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I'm an 8 and a 6. Just on different.
I'm 8 and 6.
Well, you can't navigate. You're driving.
I know.
Navigate.
Well, I'm 8 and 6 as well.
I'll navigate.
Okay. So go ahead, navigator, and give a roll. Da, 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 da.
Wow.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, you said 12.
12.
Okay.
I thought you said well.
Well, no. 12. 12.
Well?
Oh my.
12.
Okay, driver. Give me a mental and drive check.
$10.
Okay. So you're direction-wise, you're pretty on target. It's the fact that it's at night and you've never been out here is the biggest difficulty. You managed to throw the stick to the side at the last minute, Hannah, avoiding a steep drop-off cliffside.
Great.
So you're just like, whoa, and you kind of cut it, over the edge just enough, but recover, and then basically follow the edge down to where it finally starts giving way to the cliff and a rough pathway down, or a downgrade in the side, and you circle back around to roughly where it's supposed to be. Several large trees in this particular area, nice thick shade trees. There's a creek not too far away. You can see it glistening as the light strikes the water occasionally. And then the cliff side that you just came down.
Do you see it yet? I'm not sure what we're looking for.
I mean,
Everybody give me mental and notice checks.
I got a 1.
All right.
oh, give me the other one. It was a good.
I got 11.
Okay.
6.
Oh, I got 7.
Woohoo!
You're lucky, nice and back.
Okay, so who got the highest roll again?
11 is me, I believe.
Okay. So you guys have come to a stop and you're poking around, trying to find anything really. And as as you're looking around, Hannah, you end up stepping straight down into a rather sizable puddle of mud. And it's one of those like you're walking on kind of firm ground, firm level or whatever, and then you step down and you're like, whoa, and it sinks down to halfway up your chin.
Shin.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's a noticeable bloop.
Well,
Out
good
of
thing you
character, this feels somewhat familiar.
this feels.
Oh, you're right.
I'm thankfully you didn't fall, but it was just one of those like if you're gonna step in it, you're probably gonna find it. So there's a solid slurping noise as she's just kind of pulling her boot out of this muck.
I go back to help her out.
Yeah, it's not too big of a problem, but it's nice and goopy because it looks like this particular area was probably washed out not too long ago because there has been rains, and this particular plane where you guys are standing still is a little soggy, where the rain has come down off of the cliffside and kind of run down into the creek not far away. But Satarbi, you end up kind of focusing more on the cliff face, and you end up seeing what looks to be a cave, but there's like two big rocks in the way.
I'm gonna make our point towards it and have everybody put some attention towards those two rocks.
Okay.
When you guys see that?
I don't see nothing. Except apparently there's a lot of mud around here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll trust. I'll trust your sight. I don't exactly see it yet.
Looks like there's a cave down there, but there's two big old rocks right in the way.
Are we going to be able to pull our vehicle down there, or is that something that we're going to be able to push the rocks out of the way?
You can try and push them out of the way.
I'm gonna take a look and see if I notice anybody standing around.
Yeah, you don't see anybody standing around.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna head over and take a chance with those rocks and see if I can push one out of the way.
Okay. As you get closer to where the rocks are at, you can see along the ground because it is still kind of muddy. It looks like something was pushed inside. There's like scrape marks along the mud.
Right on. I'm gonna notice or let everybody else know. I think this is it, guys.
So how are we moving these rocks?
Brute strength, man.
All right.
So who is going to tee off, and everybody else can throw in a die to help?
I'm gonna.
Who's our strongest guy or gal?
It's either gonna be me or Missy.
I have a 10 physical.
Oh.
Nice. I have an 8.
I'm an 8.
Oh, I got a 10 physical too.
Wow.
I'm just gonna go ahead and push past him and start shoving.
Okay. So everybody else, so Missy, you're going to roll your physical and labor. And then everybody else is going to roll your physical.
Okay.
And that's what you're adding to the check.
8.
I got a 9.
Oh, nice.
9.
I got a 3. I'm the doctor.
So everybody starts putting their oomph into it. Whoa. Damn it.
I don't want to hurt my hands.
My hands.
No,
my,
that's all right.
Moneymakers.
Look at my back.
That. These. Okay, so it starts giving way, the first big rock. And you get it to a point where you're able to kind of physically use yourself as a wedge, like you kind of squish yourself in between the cliff and the rock, and everybody else starts kind of pulling, and Cheryl is springing and kind of shoving outward. You end up falling down on top of the rock. You don't really hurt yourself. It's just biffed a little bit as it finally gives away, and it's with a big. It is with one out of the way, you can get in there, one at a time.
We probably can't take anything out though. But
You can see there's a fairly large shipping container on the inside.
all right.
Might as well get the other rock out of the way then, man. If
Hey.
we're gonna get that box out of there.
While we're pushing this other one, should we get Poppy up there to start breaking the lock or checking to see if there's any security?
That's a wonderful idea.
Poppy's as strong as I am, if not stronger. So I don't know if we might need her moving this rock. So
That's true. All right, let's shove the other one out of the way.
All right, rock time.
All right.
rock and roll.
Go
Take
ahead,
two.
roll again.
I got a
Three.
4 this time.
8.
You took my 3.
Breathe.
Uh-oh.
It sounds like you probably got a 1 on that, didn't you?
No, I did get a 1 on one. I
Okay.
got a total of 4.
That's what I thought.
I got
Alright.
an 8.
So you guys start pushing and pushing and pushing, and that rock is really wedged in there. And out of frustration, Cheryl shoves really hard. Like you just inadvertently, you can't help but scream a little, with the push, just out of frustration and pain. And then you feel something pop,
Oh
and your back is super stiff.
Oh crud! I'm gonna once again. I'm gonna hold my back and I'm gonna start. Doc, I need your help.
Yeah, she stops what she's doing, and she's hunched at this point, and she is in quite a bit of pain.
no. All right, I go over to her. I like doing a once over, feeling her back. Get the scanner out, scan her back.
Okay, go ahead and check her out. So mental and treat.
Okay. Well,
You got 12?
Yep.
Okay. So your scanner comes back, indicating she has a slip disc.
oh dude.
Oh no!
Punch you back in, man.
Cheryl, you got a slip disc.
What? How do you unslip it?
Surgery? No. I can.
Doc is looking it up.
That is
Hold on,
exactly what I'm doing.
It says you've got brain cancer.
Oh no!
Yeah, I know exactly.
Honestly, the best thing you can do on it is to like lay on your side, and just to sleep on your side, so your body can actually heal itself naturally with a herniated disc. I mean, I can give you pain meds right now for it, but the treat it's just it's gonna take a few days for this to for the information to go down.
I gotcha. I don't know if this fits in with our heist here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and lay down on the mule.
Okay.
Am I able to move or do anything at all otherwise?
You're able to move very slowly, like basically a granny with a cane.
Would I potentially be able to be a driver of the mule? Or am I just like
you still could be, yeah.
Okay.
It's not alleviating the pain, obviously, but the positioning of sitting down, as long as you're not hitting a bunch of bumps and whatnot, should be okay.
And that's what we did to get here, though. So
you guys are gonna have to take over the heavy lifting. I'm gonna go try and walk this off.
You're not gonna walk it off. I mean,
I understand that it's
just go sit.
I'm.
How about I give you magic knock you out?
You and I'm gonna walk away.
I can give you some magic knock you out. Just go in the back seat and just get comfortable and just go to sleep.
I'll sit in the driver's seat just in case things go sideways and
All
try
right.
and stay awake until this is done.
All right. Then I'm not giving you any meds at this point because I don't want you driving a stone. So
Missy does that often. It's okay. I'm kidding.
Oh no. No, I don't.
I know you don't. I'm kidding.
I got it, dude. It's all right.
It's okay. I drive better this way.
I'm more aware of my surroundings. Everything's slowing down.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna.
So who is taking over lead for trying to shove the other rock out of the way?
That's me.
I look at one of these guys. I'm like,
I'll be assist.
Okay, so Eric, go ahead and give it a roll to your physical and labor, and then
6.
everybody else rolls your strength.
3 again.
I got 6.
Nice.
I got a 9 and a 1.
No.
Okay,
So,
so
10.
so Tarby gets kind of a running start at this one and slams himself into it. As he slams himself, the rest of you starts like shoving, and it gives way finally, rolling over to the side and down. But as you come back, you've got a hell of a stinger in your right shoulder.
Right on. I can deal with that.
Stinger? Like there's a like a spine is in them, or
No, no. But like it's very like when you get struck in the funny bone and it's super sensitive
he
for
like
a
pulled a
while.
muscle. Yeah, okay.
Like a hyperextended muscle or something.
Yeah. It's very tender. It's very tingly and doesn't work quite right, but you're not immobile.
This stash better be worth it.
Yeah. Poppy, go do your thing.
What am I doing?
Breaking a lock.
All right, I can try. What do I roll for that?
just
Do or
pop
do
the
not.
lock,
There's
huh?
no try.
If you are trying to just disable the locking mechanism that's on there, then you're going to go with mental and fix.
Let's do that. Fix is a specialty of mine. Don't be a 1. Ooh, 10.
Nice.
All right. So you get up to that locking mechanism. You've seen this sort of thing before. Again, your locks are not your specialty, but shipping stuff you've had some experience in, so you're familiar with some of the better locks. And so it takes you about 5 or so solid minutes of just kind of rooting around in this lock. Mostly bypassing the physical lock mechanisms itself, not the electronic particular piece, and you get it popped and the latch comes open.
Well, while she's doing that, I'm not any help with that. I want to step outside and just take a look around and make sure there's nobody coming.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll your mental and notice. Mentos, the fresh maker.
8.
Okay. Coast seems clear right now. You don't really see anything.
Okay.
As of this point, the only thing you're really hearing is the water occasionally trickling by down the creek.
Cool.
Down the creek.
Correct.
All right, I'm gonna open that puppy carefully
Okay.
and just kind of take a peek in.
Give me a
Indiana
mental and notice check.
Mental and notice.
Mental and notice.
I got an 8 and a 1.
All right.
I knew it.
So it looks like some of the items in here have been used. There are some boxes and containers that have been left open. So it's obviously been used to an extent. You do see that there are a couple boxes of what appear to be live ammunition in clips. You can see that there are a couple rifles still in here. You do see that there appear to be 3 med kits, still fully sealed, not even like having been used, but like still fully factory sealed. You do also see that there's at least 2 backpacks in here that have got rations in them, as well as water containers with water, like for survival and whatnot. There's there are 2 large boxes in here that appear to have had some sort of mechanical parts in it. One of them is open and just kind of bereft of anything. The other one is open and it's partially full.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the hole and tell them what I found and see what they want to do.
I'd say that's not too terribly much that we wouldn't be able to grab it all. So I'd say everybody.
How big is the container?
Shipping container.
So like the kind that goes on ships?
The
big
type that goes on
like-
ships and trains, yes.
All right, so we can
Feet
the whole
by
thing.
12 feet, I think.
We don't need to grab the shipping container though. We're just grabbing the stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was just double checking.
Yeah, the mule wouldn't be able to do that.
So we got 2 rifles, 2 backpacks, 3 med packs, and a box of parts.
Yeah, a large box of partly consumed parts.
Consumed parts.
Yeah.
That's your game right there. I don't know.
Yeah, what kind of parts? What size of parts?
Most of them are used, but in good condition. Most of them are.
Are you talking like little hardware bits?
No. These are all for like military grade vehicles and whatnot. So replacement engine parts.
Okay,
shafts
so heavy
and things. Yeah.
big and heavy stuff.
Yeah, stuff. It is heavy, but it's the more commonly used parts that might need replacements. Also, like battery packs and whatnot that might go into a vehicle as well.
Do I recognize anything that I could use on the tractor?
Most of it actually. You'd have to jerry rig it, but by the time you got done, it would be super tractor.
Super tractor.
Ooh.
We'll put it on the mule.
Whoa, I did not. There were like 3 people talking.
Oh, I think that was just me.
No, me too. We had 2 backpacks, 3 med kits, box of parts, and what else? Sorry.
Some ammo and 2 rifles.
2 backpacks full of rations, 3 med packs, and your.
And no, I said there were a few rifles. In total, there's actually 9.
Ooh. Ooh.
You can see that there was a rack specifically up on the side in the shipping container where there's several of them missing. And these are all Alliance weapons, so they're all
while they're
properly
talking,
serialed and everything.
I'm gonna start grabbing the rifles and bringing them to the mule.
Okay.
So we want
slung one of those backpacks over my shoulder too.
So we want to take basically all of it.
All of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to load up too. Med kits, backpacks, whatever I can carry.
All right, everybody who is able to, give me a strength and labor check.
Strength?
Physical, sorry.
Physical.
12.
13.
Yeah,
I got a 12 altogether.
At first I was scared I got a 1, but it's a 7.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. 13.
Okay.
I got an 8.
All right. So you guys hustle in a small little 3-man kind of chain as you just pass stuff along and get things in and out quickly and get it loaded up onto the mule. As you guys are doing that, go ahead and let's see. Doc, you were the one that was on alert originally. Actually, no, not you, because you're loading stuff. Cheryl, why don't you go ahead and give me a mental and notice check, since you're kind of laid up and driving at this point.
Nine.
Okay. As you are firing up the mule at this point, and they're getting the last of what's left in the shipping container, loaded on. You can hear the whistling sounds of turbine engines.
I'm gonna immediately give a whistle myself. Come on, kids. Let's all get in the bus. Time for a field trip.
I have no idea what she's talking about. That is completely foreign to me.
You can see us running, man. I'm running to the goal.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so when I see them running, then I'm reacting like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Okay, you're still confused, but running is enough of body English to tell you that something's up. Got to go.
Exactly.
So you throw it into gear and start to hightail it out.
Okay.
Anything in particular you're trying to do?
Stay somewhat inconspicuous, but exit.
Okay, so in order to do that, here's the two options you'll have trying to get out around from the cliffside that you're at. You can take the long way around, which keeps the cover of the tree foliage and whatnot in the way, but it's taking you away from where you need to go. It's giving you the further route. Or you can cut from where you're at up the embankment and head straight there, but at that point you're going to be out of cover.
Would I know if does the long way?
Take the long way around.
Take the long way.
Unfortunately, you guys have never been here, so you don't know where the long way goes just yet.
Oh, I don't know. Okay,
No.
I'm going to take the long way.
Okay. So you take off. Go ahead and give me a at this point, give me a hold on. I think that's 1 second. Okay, it's operate. That's what I thought it was. Okay, give me a mental and operate check.
What is operate? Is that like operate machinery?
She's gunning the engines at this point to get the hell out.
Versus drive.
7.
7. All right. So you throw it in. You throw this mule in the highest gear it's got. Engines start to scream, and you weren't ready for the heavy load that it has, and you end up clipping one of the trees hard from the straightaway, which jostles everybody. Actually, causes you quite a bit of pain.
Sorry, guys.
And as you know, you keep going. So now give me a mental and drive check. And second before you roll. Oh, okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
6.
All right. So
Just push me over, Hannah.
so you hear the something whistling and streaming through the air from behind, and it ends up vaporizing one of the trees that you just passed. It just blows it up, splinters and fire and everything go like all over the place as a rocket struck it.
Oh, jeez.
Give me another check to try and regain control of the mule, because you're careening at this point into the basically the wall of this cliff face.
9.
9. Okay, so you recover, but it's one of those like Jane getting up close to the Reaver sort of moment, sort of thing. Like Hannah at this point is like right next to you on the side, and like her face is right here. You guys can see, I can see it on camera. The rocks of the cliff face is doing this. So she's kind of like going, "Oh!" as you thankfully like peel it off, but it's slow going, obviously, because the mule is really laid down with the with the equipment that you've obtained, and you see a spotlight shining down. It clear the spotlight, the benefit it gives you is you can tell. Obviously it's a bright light, so it is kind of illuminating the area, but you can immediately tell that because of the coverage of the trees, they don't have a clear shot.
Okay.
That's really the only benefit, because someone and something is back there, and it's actually having no problems keeping up with you. So it's going to take some creativity to try and throw them off your trail. As you continue along, the side of the cliff and where the tree coverage is at, the cliff at that point fades away into the rolling ground, that kind of rolls up the hillside back towards the city on your right hand side. Or if you keep going the direction you're at, you're going to start getting into some heavy wooded area, which means it's going to be very hard to navigate, but it's also going to be even harder to spot you.
I vote woods.
Wood.
Yeah, I would say woods.
I will push through the woods.
All right, she's going to Anna Paquin, not Anna Paquin. She's going to Anna Kendrick it into the woods.
Do you are you okay? Do you want me to take over?
Do I look like I'm okay?
All right, we're gonna pull a switcheroo.
Oh, all right. Go ahead then. What I want is Hannah to roll a mental and drive check. Actually, mental and operation. And I want Hannah to make a mental and drive check.
Not
mean-
so
Or not
good.
Hannah. Sorry, sure.
Okay.
Don't roll a 1. Don't roll a 1. 5.
I rolled a 1
Ooh, all right.
for a total of 5.
Okay. So
Sorry, guys.
this is what you guys end up seeing. you two that are in the back seat near the junk. The two lady folk are up front, and they're screaming, "Head to the woods!" And we're gonna switch and whatnot. And they do a countdown like 1, 2, 3, and they start to jump over. So Hannah grabs a hold of the stick and like stands up and swings around to try and sit down and gain control of the vehicle. And as she does, or as she's right at that moment, you guys end up hitting a rock that was sticking out of the ground rather high. Cheryl gets bucked into the air high enough that she ends up striking a branch from one of the trees and falls back outside of the mule as the mule keeps barreling forward with Hannah in control. Gunfire at this point, you hear of heavy caliber gunfire rip down. The branch that Cheryl struck is shattered as a round strikes it. Like they came painfully close to painting her, or her all over this tree line. A round ends up striking the box of parts, and then a round ends up striking. Eric, let's go odd or even.
Even.
Even? Okay. Even Steven. Even Steven. And as you were seeing this all play out, like right at that moment, you're turning around because Satarbi, you're like, holy shit, your first instinct is to track what happened to Cheryl because you saw her like go up and down. And as you turn around, you end up, your face ends up getting coated by part of Doc's shoulder as a round penetrates his left shoulder, just boom. And you're just like, whoa, shit.
You shot through my shoulder?
Doc, this is a whole level of pain you've never experienced.
Wow.
So hooray for the experience. But you've officially been in combat now, and it sucks.
I got my Purple Heart.
So, give me, you are a doctor, and you may just be cool under fire. Why don't you give me a mental and survive check to keep your wits about you?
Survive. Where are you at? Okay. One. 11.
Okay. So your survival instinct kicks in, and you immediately start grabbing like extra cloth or your coat or something, trying to pack the wound at this point. Shit. And then like your mind is just immediately going through like, okay, what can I figure out what damage? Oh, that was a heavy enough round, so it definitely went in and out. Just you're all clinical at this point, just trying to keep yourself okay.
Pushing my body against the back of the chair while pushing pressure on the front.
Yeah.
Just drive.
Hannah.
Where's Cheryl?
I'm gonna yell down to her. Stay put. We'll circle around when we lose them, and hope that she can like roll under some grass or something so that she doesn't get seen.
Okay.
Am I cognizant enough to hear or move?
That's a very good question. Why don't you go ahead and roll your mental and survivability or survive?
$10.
Okay, yeah. You've been in worse situations. You've been in, you're a veteran of the war. Things have gone sideways on you more times than you care to count. So you don't quite hear everything she has to say, but you are, as they're still moving forward, they're probably going to try and circle back. So your immediacy is I need to get out of sight.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find the nearest coverage, dependable coverage that I can, and make myself unseen.
Okay. Go ahead and roll physical and sneak. And unfortunately, you do have a penalty to this. Don't forget, all of you guys have got plot points if you'd like to spend it.
I don't have any plot points.
Oh, did you guys spend it? Don't.
Are they like? I've never had a plot point.
I think we earned plot points. The last.
Oh.
You do in certain instances, yes, but you have to keep track of them on your sheet.
I have 1 plot point.
I have one as well.
I think all of us earned one.
I keep forgetting. Are plot points and XP the same?
No.
Oh. Then I don't think I've ever had a plot point.
Plot points can, if you look at your distinctions, plot points can be picked up if you decide to roll like a lower die for something.
Yeah.
You pick up a
Four
plot
or
point.
D6. I'm going to spend my plot point right now if I can. I don't know how to do that.
What it does is it gives you more. It gives you another die to your die roll.
All right.
It
so
gives you. It basically gives you a D8.
there's nothing I can do right now because I'm in the back seat. I'm not rolling anything. So
Okay.
Would that still apply to the role I'm making now?
If you'd like to, yes.
Okay.
You're just trying to be extra sneaky.
I do want to use my last plot point.
Okay. So you're going to roll 2d8 plus whatever you have for sneak.
nice.
Nine. But there are 2 ones.
Oh, wow! All right. So
Wow.
you are in pain. A lot of pain. Your back is trying to seize up on you as you are trying to crawl across the ground as best you can, and you end up kind of throwing yourself over a large root to one of the trees, and you just kind of curl fetal position to get as much cover as you can.
I'm gonna throw mud on me like Predator style, just to try and
Just trying to pack yourself down.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Those of you in the mule. Anyone do anything?
If she's about to do some evasive maneuvers, I'm gonna brace myself.
Okay.
At this point, I'm just heading to the trees.
All right. So go ahead, Hannah. Roll your mental and drive.
And I got 2 ones.
Holy
Stop
crap.
it.
Oh, wow.
No.
This is not a good. This was not a good idea.
Together, Brittany.
This is actually a great stopping point. So Hannah, as you yell what you're trying to yell to hopefully get Cheryl into the cover, you turn around and you fly straight into a couple of small saplings, and the vehicle comes to an abrupt start. Doc is thrown. Tarby, give me a physical and survive check.
Wow.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm also sorry.
This is terrible.
Oh my goodness.
We're having a rough night.
Now we are.
I got 14, and one of them. Oh, that's a 10 and a 4.
Oh yeah, you're good. So as the scene fades to black, temporarily. Satarbi's the only one that's left in the vehicles. It comes to an abrupt stop. Hannah gets flung. Doc gets flung through the trees, just getting all kinds of bruises and additional damage and whatnot, getting flung through there. As the vehicle that was flying from behind is starting to sweep around with its light to find what has happened to our gang, and that is where we're going to stop for the evening.
Good stuff, guys. Awesome rolling tonight.
Yes. Couldn't have been better. Good God.
And Brittany ends it off with the snake eyes.
2 1s, by the way.
Oh man,
He was just trying to copy me with my snake eyes.
I'm sorry.
Stop trying to bite my style.
All right, so then the next game of Firefly will be on the 23rd, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure we're good there. All right, cool. So then we don't have game next week, or wait a minute, do we? Yeah, we would. It's not this week. It comes up. So then next game will be Vampire the Masquerade on the 18th, and then Cyberpunk on the 19th, and then the Changing Breeds game on the 21st.
Yes.
And then Firefly again on the 23rd. Huzzah!
Find out if we live or die.
Yeah, find out if we live or die. Cool.
Say some prayers.
So I had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you guys did too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your dice blessed, man.
Yeah, I know. Brittany's all going to take him to church, but you don't understand. I need your blessing. They're rolling too many ones.
I'm gonna remake some dice that don't have ones. That seems like a good idea.
This D4 has all 6s on it. That's crazy.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Brittany becomes Catholic for a day and goes up front to the holy water and just lets her dice soak for a bit. Just
What's this? The holy water. Don't worry about
I
it.
got to get the jinxes out.
You want me to go pull out some of my seminarian books and I can figure out
Yeah, I can imagine that conversation. Okay, Todd, you're wanting us to exercise the dice? What? We don't exercise demons. We're not going to exercise dice.
Can't you feel the evil on them?
I know, yeah.
It's plain as day.
Why do they hate me so?
All right, well, cool. So thank you all for playing. I had a great time. Oh, and so Brittany, we're getting together tomorrow night with the others for the D&D in chat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, cool. Alrighty. So then we'll go ahead and sign out there, and thanks for playing. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.